Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another video of the Infinity GT Manufacturer Series, proudly sponsored by Infinity Decals and hosted by the good folks over at SimFx Racing. Links to all those mad lads and boys and girls and whatever you want to identify as these days in the description below, so go and check them out and give them some love. We are at Bathurst this week, so Mountain Panorama Circuit, based in Australia, just outside Sydney. A very famous real world racing circuit, so anyone that's into motorsport will know of Bathurst, and what's the word, it's dangerous, let's just say. So yeah, we've got half an hour here. Yeah, it should be I'm just trying to get a thing up on my phone. There we go. Yeah, so it should be a good race. So I'll just talk you through qualifying, and we'll go through what happened in quali. So a 50-minute qualifying session put ADX Dawson on pole position. He got a 201.043. An unusual sight on the front row of the grid. There is a Mazda, a stonking lap from Milky, a 202.058 to put him alongside in second. I was just behind, 1.5 tenths, 202.201. So both me and Milky like a second off Dawson's pace. He's just a ridiculous driver, just supremely fast. You got Has91 in the Ford GT40. The Ford did have the ability to string a brilliant lap together. It does have some flaws though. And then we've got Podham at Pot in the Porsche. So I wasn't really too sure how the Porsche would get on here. With it being an MR car, I thought it'd be a bit sketchy coming down the mountain. But I guess we'll find out during the race to see how that one gets on. Rizzler King in the other Mazda is down in 6th. Pav 46 in the other Porsche is in 7th in this one. Thundercat in the NSX. The NSXs weren't enjoying the track at all. They're down in Thundercat's down in 8th. Tricky Tree in the Alpha is in 9th. Fat Pickles Brew is in 10th. James Harbin is in 11th in the other Alpha. The final Ford of Mutt 36 is in 12th. And the Soul AMG, because the other AMG couldn't race tonight, so the Soul AMG of the Pull King is all the way down in 13th and last. A kind of unique feature about Bathurst is the tight grid, so whenever it starts, it's typical for getting messy first corners and then lots of overtaking happening on the main straight. So let's get in with the coverage for this race, and we'll see what happens in the Pro League. Burbling V8 Ford GT there, getting ready to set off. No one really going. Does false start though. That's gonna mean he's a sitting target on the grid. Thundercat has to go round him. Milky might move to cover me off there. I'm not too sure why he did that at this stage, but yeah, covered me off from going past. I did get a better start than him. Dawson streams off into the lead. Milky Bar into second with me close behind. Porsche was close behind me as well. Looks like I might be trying to line up a move on Milky Bar coming down the main straight. Milky Bar moves to defend, but I just managed to get my car in there in time, and that's me up into second place. Milky Bar does manage to defend from Potter behind. Potter is a bit of a GT3 king, raced in a similar series as him before, and he's a dominant force in a GT3 car as Potter. It's what he loves. Pav 46 quite handy in a GT car as well, and the Porsche's a very good car. Rizzler King and the Mazda, I covered it in the last video that the Mazda GR4 car is gobblingly awful, but the GT3 one is actually really good, so he's in for a good time. Mutt 36 in the Ford, you'll see it getting all out of shape coming down the mountain. That's its Achilles heel. It really doesn't enjoy the balance transfer of its weight. It's not a fan of it. Same story can really be said for the NSX. Up to the front to see what's happening up here. Dawson's managed to run away a little bit. I built a little bit of a gap to Milky Bar. Potter's just about to get the overspeed on Milky Bar, and looks like he might be aiming him up for a move. Potter going to be brave on the brakes. He is. That's a lovely move if he's got that stopped in time. Yeah, brilliant move by Potter there to get himself up into third. He can now start chasing me down. Milky Bar's going to be trying to defend Pav though. Pav's going to want to get by quickly, because if the Porsches and the Mazdas can work together, that'll be good for them. So it's pretty much the top 6 spaces are filled by just 3 manufacturers. So we've got Lexus, Porsche and Mazda representing at the top at this minute in time. The next contestant would be a Ford car, and that is driven by Mutt 36. Currently hanging on to the back of the Mazda there. So we'll go through Griffins and up towards the cutting. From here on in, really overtaking is a bit of a pain. It's very close to going 2x2 here is a difficult thing to do. Let's see how everyone gets down the mountain then. Looking good from this bit. Oh, Pav going side by side with Milky Bar as they come down. Pav just gets that stopped in time. Ford and what as it goes down the cutting there. Is it going to survive? Yes, it does. So far so good for the Ford. Thundercat in the NSX, so the first NSX represented is Thundercat, and he's just managed to hold on to the slipstream of the Ford. The Ford though is being dropped by the cars ahead, so Mutt is a little bit of a sitting duck right now. A little bit behind on the Bull King. He's had a good start so far, so he's up right from the back of the grid, up into 9th. Tricky Tree in the Alpha in 10th. James Harbin in the other Alpha. These cars just get swallowed up on the straights, I'm afraid. Alpha is OP. Saying doesn't count for this one. Oh, Fat Pickles just got it a little bit wrong there. Just had to get out of it by the looks of things. He did a good job getting out of that one, did Fat Pickles, because that looked like it was going to end nastily. Yeah, so the Alphas aren't OP this time, but they will be next week. We'll be back to normal service. We'll resume next week. This was, I want to say it's a power track, so the Lexuses do go well here. Basically any good handling car will make it over the mountain, no problem. We see the 2 Porsches there, Potter and Pav. It just looks like they are working together in a way to catch back up to me. So they are then joined by the 2 Mazdas of Milky Bar and Rizzler King, so those boys are going to want to start working together as well. You can make, just talking about the race a little bit, you can make this happen with a no stop on tyres, but you do need fuel. So if any of these boys can save fuel in this time, then they're going to be advantageous in the pit stop phases. So some couples getting through okay. Looks like Mutt's just lost the back end of that Ford a little bit. Unfortunately, that's just going to trip him up. So everyone's managed to avoid him. Tricky Tree's done the same. Was there any contact? Was there any contact? So let's just go on board with the Alpha then. You'll see the Bull King just gets it wrong, so Tricky has to avoid him. We see the yellow flags come out, so Tricky just starts slowing his car down. No, Mutt's ghosted and gets out of the way. The back end just gets light. That's all that was. So that's Tricky Tree now going to be down to the back of the grid. Carrying a little bit of damage as well, but it's not the same as some leagues. The damage will repair over time, so it doesn't ruin your race. So it's 2 Porsches then, bump drafting each other along the straights. That's perfectly fine to do. That is teamwork after all. In real life, so don't see why it can't happen in sim racing. Like I say, these cars are piloted by 2 very good blokes, so I wasn't feeling the pressure. I felt like my race pace was good at Bathurst. I knew I could hit a pretty consistent lap time every lap, so I wasn't too worried, but you know, I knew the attack was going to come at some point. shows just how hard I chose to fight it. Sometimes one thing with this track is Conrod Straight is so goddamn long. Defending a move coming down Conrod is impossible. So the Pull King then up to 8th after, who was it that went off? Mutt went off. So the two Fords are in 9th and 10th. So these are the GT40s. I feel they would have been better off with the Mustangs. Oh no, they're not in 10th. Mutt's in 11th. Yeah, so I feel the Ford boys would have probably been better off with the Mustangs. But the GT40 is a good car in some respects as well. So it's sticks and stones, isn't it? Missed something which I did note down in my replay review, but it's not massively important, so I won't cover it. That was Pav getting past Potter, so Potter just slightly tapped the wall coming up the mountain and Pav just went past him. It wasn't really a big deal, but that has brought the pack together then. So 3rd to 6th, very, very close together. I am being reeled in by this group now. They were gaining a lot of time on me coming down the mountain. It's on me, to be fair. Dawson wasn't necessarily having as many problems as I was. They were just gaining on me a lot at that particular point in the track. So Pav really pushing now, look at that. He's absolutely throwing that Porsche in some sincere directions, and he is pushing to get by. He will be getting my slipstream now, so he will be... he has all the tools in his armour to get by if he really wants to. He's at, say, 202 lap. So teamwork makes the dream work for these boys now. So it's Lexus, Porsche, Mazda. Then we've got the Honda boys representing Thundercat in 7th at the minute. Hasn't really got any cars directly to race with. The Pull King is close behind in the Merc. The Merc is a lovely car. Very balanced over this circuit. I've driven it here for an hour-long race before. It was a nice experience, to be honest. Then we got Has91 in the GT40, followed by James Harben in Alpha, the mighty green Alpha. So the Alpha would be good in the twisty bits, but you just can't overtake in the twisty bits here. So the Alpha was a little bit out of its depth at this circuit. It would gain a lot here, and just not be able to deploy that speed anywhere else, really. I'm just going to cover something that I spotted in the replay because it's worth seeing. It's the two Mazdas. So we've got Milky Bar and Rizzler King very close together coming up the mountain. I think Milky Bar just gets it a touch wrong somewhere. Rizzler King has to go around his outside. This isn't a place where you want to go side by side. Milky Bar just backs out of it and lets him go. So it's good teamwork between these two guys, just recognising when to help your teammate out. So Rizzler King now released to chase down Potter. Obviously we commentated before that Pav had got past Potter. Pav has then started absolutely throwing his Porsche into some warp speed settings and has caught up to me. So Pav is now on my tail and firmly in the slip, and looks like he's going to get a move made coming down the Conrod straight. So that's Pav on me. It's Conrod. There he goes. Just back out of it a little bit and let him go. No point defending that sometimes. So we are now a third of the way into to proceedings. People may start feeling a little bit of tyre wear. They may start thinking about the pit stops. My strategy in this one was pit roughly halfway, but I wasn't too precious on it. I knew the tyres and fuel would get me 20 minutes deep. James Harben up to 9th, so somewhere along the lines has an issue. Tricky Tree still recovering after that spin earlier on, but he's putting in 203 lap times without a slipstream, so he's doing alright. Mutt 36 having a bit of a mare, not enjoying this one, I don't think, looking at his times. And Fat Pickles Bro was saying in the chat that there was an issue. So grip for him wasn't there, just wasn't feeling the grip. So whether he had a car issue or whether it's a GT Sport thing, I'm not too sure. Battle for second is not so much a battle, more of an onslaught by the Porsches. This is Germany invading Japan all over again. Potter now well and truly putting the grease on this Porsche then. His car is massively short shifting, so he is saving money. Well, technically is saving fuel in his slipstream. So coming down combat straight, he's changing up really early. It's a smart strategy. Less fuel to put in the car, less time in the pits. More importantly, and he might well just be quite happy sitting in my slipstream for a lap or two, because he'll jump me in the pits if he's doing that. Because I'm not really getting the same luxury. So that's top of the grids. Rizzler King not too far back from us. He's got Milky with him as well. That's the two Mazdas. I noticed the two Mazdas are using traction control. That's maybe to save their tyres a little bit. So maybe they were experiencing issues in the practice sessions with tyre wear and just decided to go for the safe option. The Paul King's using the same tactic in the Merc. The Merc can burn its front out, so probably wise. Thundercat can't be bothered with traction control, he's just going for it. Has 91, doing a good job so far, just put in a 203.2 for Haas, so not a bad lap time for him at all, with James Harman the company behind him. Tricky Tree are way back from that fight, but little to no wear on those tyres at all. Mutt 36 has ruined his rear, slight spin earlier on in the race when I helped him out. He's still on the same set of tyres that he was going 180 degrees with earlier on in the race. Fat Pickles Bro looks to have just pitted, or he has pitted earlier on, because there's no tyre wear and a full tank of fuel on that front. So he's probably now going to just try and go to the end of the race. I'm sorry Dawson, but you're not getting much coverage, my mate, because, well, you're just out there in the lead, so you can put off. Pav 46 there, doing a good job in second, fastest lap of the race with Pav at the minute as well, 202.1. So, faster than qualifying pace for a lot of drivers. That Pav's just done that in the race when we're meant to be managing pace. So, yeah, good lap by Pav there. So he's now pushing to build a gap. Me and Potter are still relatively close together. Yeah, I was watching out for some moves. I know Potter will try and make a move on me if the opportunity presents itself, but at the same point, if it doesn't and he's not losing time, because he won't be really losing time sat behind me because I'm not exactly going slow, he can save a bit of motion as well. So we have got the first of the pit stops happening right now. The Paul King and the Mercedes is coming in on roughly the 15-minute mark, so pretty much bang on the money where it should be. So he's coming in for a new set of boots and some motion lotion. Seems to be the only one that's pitting at the end of lap 7. Oh no, Mutt's coming in, he's got to. He's almost out of fuel in that Ford. And Fat Pickles Bro is doesn't need to pit. I've already commented on that. So I'm now starting to come under some real pressure from Mr. Potter Pot. This on board with the Porsche driver. You can just see just how much pace this Porsche's got over the mountain compared to a Lexus. And I wasn't really taking risks either. Like in the race, I don't. But yeah, he does very well there, Potter, not to smash into my back end, because I have to really get out of it. did make a little bit of a mistake coming down there, so Potter did well to react to that, so credit to him. Really nice line coming out of the final corner, coming out of the mountain, and yeah, he's gone. It looks like he's going to get his move made down Conrod. I do show him down the right hand side, because at least then, if he runs out of steam going up the straight, I've got the inside line. Pretty much side by side at this point, and he just gets that move made just before the braking zone. So a good overtake there by Potter. He's up to third. I do pick this lap to pit. I spot a gap that I would potentially come out in, so I choose just to take my opportunity while I've got it. Pav 46 joins me in the pits. He's on 1% fuel. I've managed to save more fuel than Pav. And Dawson stays out, Potter stays out, Wislicking stays out. And I think a lot of guys do stay out and end up pitting a little bit later. So a good performance for the Mazdas so far. They're currently running a car in third, one in the pits. We'll see where that comes out, but they were running quite well. If you look at the times, they're dipping into the 202s an awful lot. So that's really good race pace by the Mazdas there. We're matching the Porsches for race pace, which is very, very good to do. Dawson is in the low 202s most laps, but I don't know how he does it. But I do have to give this guy credit for helping me out a lot lately. He has taught me some tips and tricks to improve my driving, so thank you very much to him. Let's see where things are laying out then. There's still some pit stops to happen, so Wislicing's going to have to come in this lap. Pav 46 is in, he's got fuel as well. James Harbour needs to come in. And then I've come out in 6, so I put a lap extra fuel in. And I did this because I once nearly ran out, and it's given me severe paranoia ever since, so now I put an extra lap in just to be on the safe side. Spoiler alert, I don't need it. I'm just carrying extra weight, and I've spent a few extra, a little bit of time in the pits that I don't need to, so that's probably what cost me, because you'll notice that does cost me later on in the race a little bit, but that being said, I'm still happy with the pace that I'm putting in this car, quite happy with it. 203s every single lap. And I don't deserve to be up with the top drivers in this league anyway. Some of the top drivers in this league are next level dudes, so just kind of happy to be here, man. Anyway, that's enough of it. There's Milky Bar in 7th, so he has also pitted. He's now going to the end. I wonder if he'll get anyone in the pit stop phases. James Harbour ahead's gonna have to pit. So, yeah, he will get himself up to 6, I believe. So James Harbour in the pits. The Alpha Boy's doing a grand job of getting that car in and out as soon as possible. Tricky Tree's already been in, so no double stacking for Alpha today. Thundercat has been in as well. He's on his out lap. So running around in 11th for the minute. Thundercat, someone who is normally up near the midfield or further north than 11th usually anyway, but yeah, the NSXs just weren't having a good time with this one. Another person who's not having a good time today is Fat Pickles Bro. Wasn't really getting a ton of grip out of his NSX. 136 down in 13th. Alpha versus Honda coming up the mountain. So we know how good the Alphas are cornering. So Tricky Tree here should be able to get onto the back of Thundercat quite sharpish. Just grazes the wall, that's going to slow him down coming into McKinley Park. Looks like Thundercat has managed to build a little bit of a gap. The Alpha being short wheelbase can get a little bit tricky over the mountain. Tricky, see what I did there? But he does manage to balance that quite well and get his foot down, but not close enough to make an assault on the Honda just yet. Is he in slipstream? Yes, he will be. So Tricky Tree should be getting some suck power down the straight. But the NSX is quite beastly in a straight line, so I don't think the Alpha is going to be able to gain too much out of this one. about the 170 mark. Oh, the Alpha was really chubbing away there. Tricky Tree had to adapt his braking for the overspeeds, but not close enough at this point in time to make a move on the Honda. Let's see what else is going on. So we've got James Harben mounting an attack on the Ford of Has 91. Has 91 in turn, not too far behind the Paul King. So 7th place is within sight. He can see him. A few minutes left on this one now, so there'll be probably this and another lap to go. Milky Bar in 6th. I was dropping Milky Bar on a lap by lap basis. I don't know if he was managing something or what, but I was pulling a gap. I'm running pretty consistent low 203s, dipping into the 202s quite a lot. Just managing pace really. So I was on purpose, I guess, because I wasn't too confident with it, just taking it easy over the mountain, losing quite a bit of time to the guys who could go balls out down there. Guys such as Rizla King with 201.7 for his last lap, so he's really flying on the Mazda. In turn, the two Porsches just working together, doing a great job of the teamwork thing. So Pav and Potter setting off third. It'll be interesting to see if they decide to have a little bit of a fight now the race is ending. To see who gets to sit on the second step of the podium. The first step of the podium does belong to this man, ADX Dawson, just set a 201.1 in race trim in the Lexus. So the pace is there in the car, it's just I wasn't able to extract it. Dawson is of alien being though, so he's well and truly in the lead now. He's got a massive gap to the guys behind. Despite these two boys being very capable drivers, they just can't reel him in. So Pav and Potter then in second and third. Rizla King in 4th. Looks like he's probably going to have to start managing fuel anytime soon, but he should be okay. That should be enough to get him through to the finish line. Myself in 5th, on my own at the minute, to be honest, with Milky Bar quite a way behind and Rizla King quite a way ahead. Has managed to really pull in the Paul King. So Has, who's got James Harben for company, is in with a shot at getting the Mercedes. He's setting personal best sector times as well, so this might be interesting just to keep an eye on and just see how that one develops. Oh, as we say that, talking of development, Thundercat versus Tricky Tree. Alpha's really good on the brakes, so she should be able to get it done, but Thundercat's just got massive dangling testicles and holds it around the outside. But Tricky Tree, just in his persistence, manages to get that one on the inside anyway. And then as you're into the mountain, no overtakes for you. This might prove a bit bad for Tricky though, because the Alpha's terrible in a straight line, and Thundercat might just get him coming down combat anyway. Up 36 in 12th. Fapping as well has finished, so his race is done for now. Someone whose race isn't done though is the battle for 7th, so the Paul King James Harben has 91. Just having a good old scrap then for that 7th place. Paul King getting it all out of shape, I'm afraid, coming down the mountain. That is gonna let these boys catch up to him. Nice and patient from James behind, knows that the opportunity is ahead. Here we go then, Conrad straight, final time. Run power of the V8 of the Mercedes versus the Alpha, which I think is a V6 in real trim, and then a big old shouty V8 behind them. They're going to go 3 wide here. They're at risk of going 3 wide on the last lap. Who's going to win out of this one? The Paul King is just going to be able to hold it on the brakes. I think he is. James Harben just tucks in. The Paul King goes a little bit too deep, I'm afraid. That's going to let... No, I felt gutted for the Paul King there. That's going to let Has 91 and James Harben take the honours. Can Has get him on the line? Oh, James, no, James. Oh, James has held that. He's held it. Good job. The other thing we were watching then was Tricky Tree versus Thundercat. So I did say Tricky Tree might be vulnerable to an attack down Conrad straight. Let's see if that happens. He needs a good exit. He needs a good exit out here. He gets it. Brilliantly executed by Tricky Tree. Thundercat also got the same one. Let's go on board with Thundercat and just view the power of Feel the power of no air in front of you. So he's beginning to get overspeed. These cars top out about 170 in normal trim, so anything here is overspeed. He's got to be careful if he's braking. Just hold it. Looks like Tricky Tree just held that one off there. And unfortunately, unless Thundercat goes for an absolutely savage lunge at the final turn, that is game over. That is 11th place for Thundercat and 10th for Tricky Tree. Yeah, Tricky's just held that. So we'll just watch everyone as they come across the line then. Now we've covered the battles that are going on for positions behind. Dawson, dominant display, start to finish, pole position, fastest lap, race win by a country mile. Brilliant job, mate, well done. Pav 46, Team Porsche Shake and Bake, coming home second with Potham at Pot in third. So a great job by the Porsche guys to get them over the line on the podium as well. 2 cars on the podium, great stuff. Mazda, brilliant effort by the Rizzler King to get him up into 4th. I finished in 5th, a little bit disappointed with myself, to be honest. Knew that Lexus was capable of better things. Milky Bar in the other Mazda will probably be having the same feeling as me. It's a good result, but it could have been better. So a 6th place for Milky Bar. Jams Harben, as we just sort of covered, coming out victorious in that little battle that happened, and just pips Has 91 at the line. And then the poor King, unfortunately, goes from 7th to 9th in 1 lap. Tricky Tree just held off an assault from Thundercat to finish 10th, and Mutt 36. Kind of glad this one's over. I think he's not enjoyed his time at Bathurst today. Last, but by no means least, Fat Pickles Bro. Currently solemnly going over the mountain and waving to his adorable in front. So that's it for the Bathurst race. On your screen now you should see a confirmation of the final standings that we've just read through, and everything else just all confirmed in terms of points, fastest laps, all that mumbo jumbo. So all the cars now get packed up and shipped over to Germany in the space of like 5 minutes, and we go to the Nürburgring GP circuit where we're going to do a reverse grid race. So this is where the guys who finished on the podium last time will be at the back, vice versa, and another half hour there. So yeah, we'll see what that one holds in store in the next video. For the time being, thank you for checking out the video once again. Don't forget to give Infinity Decals some love in the description. And yeah, that's about it for me. So thank you very much for checking this one out, and I'll catch you for the next video in a day or two's time. See you then. Bye bye.